Hello and welcome to the video. This is a quick video about this thing here. This is the latest version of the BetaFPV Air65. They've changed it from the version that I looked at in July last year. Now the Meteor 65 has been around for a long time from BetaFPV, and they did do this lightweight version and called it the Air65. And this thing weighs only 17.3 grams. It has the kind of air canopy, it has the Air65 frame, and it has the new 5-in-1 flight controller. Now this flight controller is one that I looked at only about 5 or 6 weeks ago. This is the 5-in-1 matrix flight controller, and really was impressed by that too, because it's a perfect way. If your Whoop has died, you can pop one of these in and it gives you everything you need, including a decent Express LRS receiver in here, as well as your VTX and everything else. Now it looks like BetaFPV were listening to what people liked about that original version and have taken the opportunity to tweak stuff. And I suspect that some of that was around genuinely wanting to improve the product, and the second was it's an opportunity to switch from the old flight controller that was in that original Air65 into this new version, which is using that new 5-in-1 flight controller. And that also then creates some additional benefits over that original Air65. They have give it a slightly different canopy. It's about 5 grams lighter. Obviously, we have the new 5-in-1 flight controller with all the latest technology. That includes a different 25 to 400 milliwatt VTX analog FPV unit, and they've also taken the opportunity to switch out the motors. There's a couple of additions on there, and it does mean that these new ball bearing based motors are giving an improved thrust to weight ratio as well. It's going to use the same lava batteries, the 260 or 300 1S packs, but again, I still use it on the 260. So specifications on this is the new version of the Air65 brushless Whoop quad. Apparently from the 5th of January, that's when it changed over. So if you're looking to buy one of these, do check the listings carefully. Make sure it's this updated version. Weight is 17.3 grams for the racing and freestyle version. 17.4 grams for the champion version. Wheelbase 65 millimeters. The frame is the same Air65 frame. You can get it in lots of different colors if you really want to. 5-in-1 flight controller. The VTX is the onboard 5.8 gig, 25 to 400 milliwatt VTX. The camera is the CO3 camera. The motors on this are 0702 SE2s, 27,000 kV on the racing version, 23,000 kV on the freestyle version, and 3000 kV on the champion version. Props are Gemfan 1219S3 bladed props for the racing and champion versions, and the HQ 31mm ultralights on the freestyle. Battery connector is the similar type, BT 2.0 pigtail. Recommended battery, as I've already said, is the 260 or 300 milliamp hour lavas. I just use the 260. I think they fly better on those. Flight time gonna be around 4 minutes depending on how you fly, and it does include the onboard Express LRS, and it also has the decent antenna too, so the range is better than some of those flat things. In terms of the Betaflight configuration, let's have a quick look. I'll put a dump and diff down below, so if you want to go and download it, if you've got one of these new versions and something's gone wrong, you have a reference. So this is what it looks like as we plug it in. This is great. I love the fact that we have something in the data flash. This has been tested before it left the factory. I absolutely love that stuff. I always get excited when I see that. Port configuration looks like this. Interestingly, although the stuff that I've read, some of it says that the Express LRS is SPI, it does appear to be set up as a serial receiver, and the only thing is TBS Smart Audio. Configuration, 8K gyro, 4K PID loop frequency. It's running at a decent amount, 45% CPU. Everything else looks pretty standard on here. Air mode, OSD, everything else is off. Power and battery looks like this. Failsafe is set to drop, which is what you'd expect. Looking at the receiver is interesting because it is set for the serial UART. So it does look like, although the Express LRS receiver on here is integrated. It isn't SPI, which is great, so we don't have to worry about those kind of limitations. Mode configuration too is also fantastic. This is kind of how I would set it up out the box. So tick V good, auxiliary 1 set to arm, and then we have angle, horizon and rate mode, beeper and flip over after crash set up. On-screen display is a little bit cluttered. I would almost certainly recommend you come in here, have a bit of a move around. I don't think you need all of this. Video transmitter is set up out the box and it's showing as ready, so that all looks good. I just changed the channel and band so that it starts up on the one that you're interested in, but that looks fab. And again, I'll do a dump and diff below. The flying is going to be almost exactly the same as the original review that I did last year. So I'm sure loads of other people are going to do full flight reviews. Basically, this is a fab flyer. It flies incredibly well. It's very lightweight. Any reduction in weight is going to be welcome because it really affects the performance when these things are so small and lightweight. And that slightly better motor setup and the slightly better weight means that these are just fantastic whoops to fly, and it's nice to see they have upgraded it. Lots of things to like here. I do like the fact that they have actually listed the setup in Betaflight on the website. I hope more people do that because a lot of people use my videos just to download the dump and diff if they make a mistake and forgot to back up their quad. It is also super lightweight and very fun to fly. Spares aren't too hard to get either. I like the fact that there are different coloured frames, although to be fair, I've never managed to break one of these frames. I think it's more like a customization job. You have like the pink, the blue that's on here, but also the black version as well if you want to look a little bit more stealthy. And I love the fact that the Express LRS stuff actually works like a full-size Express LRS receiver. If you wait long enough, it'll go into Wi-Fi mode. You can connect to it as you would normally with an Express LRS receiver, put your bind phrase on there and everything else. It's a really grown-up way of doing everything, and the way that I prefer they do it on these kind of things rather than use SPI. Only a couple of things to be aware of here. There is the separate USB connector, which is on the little thing at the back. I guess that's for weight. Do make sure that you don't lose those cables. Personally, I would always prefer to have the USB connector on the PCB. That just means that you don't have to try and find the cable if you want to tweak your settings. And there's no real calm camera angle out of the box. Even on the lowest setting, it's quite cranked over. So this is absolutely designed to be thrown around for those of you that are pretty confident flying a quad at reasonable speed. I'm guessing you could probably do some adaptation or print your own kind of air canopy to get the camera a little bit further down, but just be aware of that. There is a little bit of work to do if you want the camera flatter, if you just want to use this as kind of an indoor trainer over winter, maybe learn to fly or just keep your finger skills in. So there we have it. There is a new version of the Air65. It's been around for a couple of weeks. I'm a little late getting to this, but do be aware of it. If you are looking to buy one of the BetaFPV Air65s, make sure it is this improved version with the more powerful motors, lighter weight, and the new 5-in-1 flight controller. If it isn't, or the older one, make sure they're offering a decent discount on it. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Pedantry 60 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.